When you're turning tight at low speed in rough air, it's really, really easy to spin the glider by accident. A lot of people have done it. A lot of people have come to grief by spinning near the ground. It's such an important topic that I thought we should do a separate short video on how easy it is to spin by accident, how you might do that, and how to ensure that you don't do that.
Sorry, 1 second. This video is just one out of a whole video coaching series we're doing with G Dale. We're adding new videos constantly, so if you enjoy this one, please head over to Patreon to check it out. Link is in the description down below. Anyway, I hope you enjoy.
Picture the scene. I've just come off tow near Serre, a couple of 1,000 feet, 500 feet above the ridges, circling in a thermal. This G32 comes into the thermal, pulls up past my shoulder, really steep pull up, disappears behind me. And I know he can fly, so I'm not really worried, so I'm cranking around. Something catches my eye, I look around, and there's this thing, it's over the vertical, hammering down through my level, pulling like hell. The doors are flapping open on the gear doors because he's pulling so hard. We're quite close to the ground. And what he's done, he's come up into the thermal and he's gone, snap! And we look at him disappearing down and go, don't do that any closer to the ground, mate. Spooky. It's easy to spin by accident. I've done it a couple of times. I did it in an LSA, turned the glider upside down at 800 feet, which gave me room. My excuse is I was really, really tired. I shouldn't have been flying it. And I've done it in a Pukats, which, okay, hey, it's a Pukats, right? But I've done it in a Pukats. I've come very, very close to spinning a couple of times, both of which times would have killed me. Did it in a K-13, low-level launch failure. 300 feet, quite a low angle, rope comes off, parachute opens in front of the glider. Student goes boom and flies underneath the parachute. And I look at it and I think, oh, I don't want to get caught on that. So I take control, and I have control. And I'm looking at the chute flying over the leading edge and drift, and I'm just sort of going, yeah, we'll just, and the glider goes at 250 feet. Well, I'm still here. So that was when I was young. I was quicker then. Flying a duodiscus along a ridge. Again, it's the end of, I can't remember what mountain it is, but it doesn't matter. It's one that never works. And the ridge is pointing up at the face of the mountain. It's this sort of V-shaped valley, goes up against the face of the mountain. And I'm flying along the ridge, thinking I'm flying along it. I'm not flying along it, I'm flying up it. And the glider goes, and I look down, I'm in a duodiscus, 42 knots. It's not really flying at all. It's just about to fall out of the air, and I catch it. Again, if I hadn't caught it, I wouldn't be here. Now, bear in mind, I'm not a brilliant pilot. I'm not a great handling pilot. I'm not that bright, but I do a lot. 13,000 hours of gliding. I was completely current. I was really used to flying the gliders I was flying. I was working. I was at work professionally, and I still, actually all of those times was when I was working, still spun by accident. That's 4 really serious incidents in 13,000 hours. Go figure, that's 1 every 3,000 or 4,000 hours. So, don't spin by accident. On a more serious note, I've lost more friends to spinning accidents than I care to think about or name. It's a serious business. So I want to tell you why you might spin by accident and how not to do it. Let's get them on. Let's spin this by accident. Here we are, not really concentrating. Roll into the turn. That takes stick and rudder together. Roll into the turn. Put the stick in the middle. Forget to balance the glider by reducing the rudder. The nose is going to go down like that. Look over the nose. See that the nose is obviously low in the turn. You don't know what you've done. If you knew what you were doing, you'd have taken the rudder off. But the nose has gone down there on the rudder. So what are you going to do? Pull the stick back. Pull the stick back and the glider goes snap. Doesn't matter whether it does a full spin or not. It goes from here to here. Visualize what's happening more closely. I'm pointing this glider directly at the camera. You are looking at the front of the glider. You should be able to see the bottom of the wing slightly. The glider goes through the air like this. The air comes very slightly from underneath it. That is the angle of attack. So from your sight line, you're seeing the bottom of the wing. Your eyes is where the air's coming from. Maybe I should say your eyes are where the air's coming from. Roll into the turn. Moderate angle of attack. The glider's pointing that way, going towards the camera. Your eyes are seeing the angle of attack. Now, let's put the rudder on a bit more to yaw the nose down into the turn. Glider's going that way. That's a skidding turn. The angle of attack is where your eyes are. That's where the air's coming from. But the nose is low. Watch the angle of attack change when I put the nose on the horizon. Pull. There's the angle of attack. There's the stall spin entry. Not balancing the turn correctly is why most people spin their gliders. And of course, it's a problem in a sailplane because whenever you do this, you're using a boot full of rudder. And when you sustain the turn, you still need a little rudder and you need stick out. And for a small turn, the stick's back a long way. When you've got a little rudder and the stick out and back a long way, you're right on the edge of the stall spin entry. You're right on the edge of it. So it doesn't take much mishandling to generate a spin entry. We know about primacy. When people are originally taught to turn, they should be taught to take the rudder off, or most of the rudder, before they pull the stick back in the turn. It should be like this. Look around, look over the nose, roll into the turn, stick and rudder together at the desired angle, put the stick in the middle, and reduce the amount of rudder. Then move the stick backwards and outwards. Reducing the rudder before you pull the stick back is not really emphasized in the BGA pattern, but it's there. In the cockpit, it looks like this. Look round, look forward, track it over. Stick in the middle, reduce the rudder till it's balanced, pull the stick back. 1, 2, 3. A lot of people don't pull the rudder back as a routine before pulling the stick back. That is a fault in handling. The result looks like this. This is the view forwards. There's the horizon, there's the cockpit and the instruments, there's the string. If the turn is correctly balanced, I've got a little bit of right foot here, not much pressure, and a little bit of backwards and outwards stick. That's what it looks like. If the turn is just about to depart into a spin, it looks like this. The string is way over in the direction of the turn. The rudder, well, you've got a lot more right foot here, and the stick is backwards and outwards. And what that shows you from the inside is what we can see from the outside here, which is the glider is skidding around the turn, skidding around the turn, skidding around the turn, and a little bit more back stick and it'll go thwap. Doesn't matter whether you get a full spin or not. All you need is that, because from there, you absolutely can't do that. Can't do it. Doesn't work. Glider doesn't have the control power or the lift to do that. Once you turn it upside down, 45 degrees bank inverted, 30 degrees no down, you're going to use 500 feet. And if the ground is closer than that, you're going to hit the ground. Not much you can do about it. So you have to learn to turn. Just to help you get this in your head, here's an analogy. Firearms safety. You pick up a gun. Right, we know guns are really dangerous. You've got to be really careful handling guns. All the time you're careful handling guns. First thing you do when you go anywhere near a gun is make sure there's nothing in the magazine, right? Nothing in the chamber. There's a whole routine of stuff that you do when you're handling a gun. And you never, ever, ever point it at anybody, even if there's nothing in it. Right, now, take that gun. Let's say it's a pump-action shotgun. And you go, Arnie, now there's a round in the chamber. Blow a fist-sized hole in anybody. Now you're not just careful with it, you're super mega unbelievably careful, because it's turned itself from an inanimate object into a lethal piece of kit. Okay, here you're on the sailplane. You're flying at 2,000 feet, you're rolling to turning. Now you look at the string, you look at the speed, you're thinking about soaring, you're thinking about the other gliders, not a problem. You're flying in the mountains. You come close to the ridge. Once you get within 600, 700, 800 feet of the ground, the gun is loaded. If you lose control in the turn and flick it upside down, simple, you're going to die. Don't do it.
And don't forget, link to the Patreon is down in the description below. See you there.